Hello, it's 8:30 p.m., July 25th, 2020, and welcome to the weather update. And let's get right to the major weather story that we're all talking about here, and that is Hurricane Hanna. So let's get the latest information on Hurricane Hanna right now. Um, we will first go to this. So it has made landfall, and it made landfall as a 90-mile-an-hour hurricane, and it's only weakened to 85 miles an hour so far. So it really isn't weakening all that quickly. Um, and it's going to do. The storm really outdid the. I had a feeling this was going to become a hurricane, and not just a minimal hurricane either. So here's the latest from the Hurricane Center as of 7 p.m. The eye of Hanna is now over southern Texas. Hurricane conditions and heavy rains continue. So as of 7 p.m., the location is 26.7 north, 97.5 west, about 10 miles northwest of Port Mansfield, Texas, and about 75 miles south of Corpus Christi, Texas. The maximum sustained winds are 85 miles an hour. Its present movement is west-southwest at 8 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure is 975 millibars, or 28.79 inches. And it is expected to continue to move further inland over southern Texas tonight and move into the northeastern Mexico on Sunday. And there should be weakening expected quickly, hopefully soon. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 30 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 90 miles from the center. So let's take a look at the latest satellite image here. You gotta give me it. It still hasn't loaded yet. You can see it right there. There it is. Oops. What just happened there? I don't know. Maybe it reloaded. Seems like there's a problem here. Let me try a different image here. Let's try this one. I'll have to wait for it to load again. You can sort of see we're having some glitches here, apparently, here in the tropical Tidbits site as far as the satellite image goes. You can clearly see the eye moving ashore right there. Let me try another site. Let's try Gulf of Mexico. So here. Well, this is not quite as zoomed in, but you can clearly see there is the hurricane right there, making landfall. Look at that. I knew this thing was going to explode because you could tell it had great outflow. It's over very warm water. There is not a whole lot of shear, so the conditions were good for this thing to strengthen, and that's exactly what it has done. Let's look at the current conditions in that area right now, Texas. We have some observations here. Corpus Christi is got a wind from the east at 43, gusting to 55. Doesn't really have the maximum wind gust reported here. Kind of curious as to what that was. A buoy out in the ocean here has a 42 mile an hour wind from the southeast, gusting to 60. Look at the waves, 21 feet. So you know there's going to be some coastal flooding, even all the way here, away from the center here. East southeast wind at 22, gusting to 56 miles an hour. So very potent storm here. See if we can get some more observations from this area. There aren't a whole lot. I guess this is a relatively lightly populated area over here. The observation stations got knocked offline. But this area here inland, here's Edinburgh. Has a west-northwest wind, 39 miles an hour, gusting to 54. So this thing is moving inland. You can see this is inland, and still this thing is gonna put a lot of rain down. That's the other thing, is the rainfall too that these areas are going to get. Here's another site, Rio Grande Valley International Airport. West-southwest wind at 44, gusting to 56. So let's see if we can get the rainfall reports from some of these airports. Let's see if we can get them. I don't know if we're going to be able to get some rainfall reports. Let's see. All right, they've already gotten over an inch of rain. They're going to get a lot more. But this is just a very impressive, very quickly forming hurricane. And that's what we're going to see this year, because you have these rapidly these water temperatures that are just well above normal in so many places. Um, let's look at the radar loop of Hanna. And you will see it looks like there's a couple of tornado warnings here. And you get those in the outer bands. Sometimes you get these tornado warnings. And as this interacts with land, you clearly see the eye wall here. The storm is still very well formed, despite the eye now being inland. It's still getting its energy from the ocean, and you have what you call the brown ocean effect, which basically means when the ground is wet from all the rain around the hurricane, it almost continues to feed it, even though it's over land. And you can clearly see there's that eye wall, really held together very well here. If we go to the Corpus Christi weather service, you can see their thing is just lit up like crazy. There is another look at the storm tonight on their radar, and very impressive storm. Hurricane Hanna is extremely impressive, and I just have to say this is one hell of a storm here. That going on. Let's see if they have their social media. They don't have social media. That's weird. Oh no, there they are on Twitter. Let's see what they're saying on Twitter right now. Let's see what the weather service is. This is the area that's really getting hammered right now. So tornado warnings. There's that band of heavy rain. So that's some of the outer bands that are moving over across. They didn't really get the eye wall in Corpus Christi. This is the eye wall right here. I'm thinking these areas are relatively uninhabited, but I don't know that area of Texas very well. There may be some smaller towns there. That's a balloon release. This is some of the damage that's already being. Here's the flooding. So here you go. Look at that. Water has gotten into the art museum. So there is flooding now, seawater flooding in Corpus Christi. And here's a satellite loop here of it. I don't know if I can make that larger. I guess not. But here's a satellite loop of it. Was moving a minute ago. So it made landfall on Padre Island at 5 p.m. So Hanna makes landfall. And this is where it made landfall. The eye of Hurricane Hanna has made landfall on Padre Island, Texas. Happened at 5 p.m. Central Daylight, about 15 miles north of Port Mansfield, Texas, with maximum sustained winds at 90 miles an hour. So a substantial hurricane. Let's go look at the power outage impact because obviously, as you can imagine, some of these areas are really being impacted hard. Willacy County looks like I said relatively lightly populated. There's only 8,130 customers, but of those customers, most of them have no power. Kennedy County, 1,211 customers. Half their customers are out. Kleberg County has a substantial amount out, as well as Nueces, 17,000 out. I think that's where Corpus Christi is. So that's you can see there's more customers there. But again, relatively, and then there's Cameron County too, which I believe is Brownsville. So out of that county, you have 13,156 out. And like I said, so it's kind of the worst of the storm's kind of going in a lightly populated area, and it's missing the larger cities. Fortunately, we have to be thankful for that. But there's still going to be a lot of damage from this as this hurricane emergency continues down there. Let me go to the where did that weather and hazards viewer go? How to find it? You can find it here. All right. Somehow I misplaced it. All right. Well, we're gonna have to open it up again. Let's do that. So let's go to our area now and take a look at what's going on today because we had to shift over to our weather. I know there's Douglas in the Pacific. That's the other one that we have to look out. Look out for two. So let's take a look at Douglas. Gonzalo's falling apart. And then we have this. Disturbance 1, 50% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. This also could be something that we're going to have to be concerned about. The models have picked up on this, and we look at the models. We'll take a look at that later as well. Okay, so Gonzalo, Hurricane Hanna, and now we got Hurricane Douglas. So let's go to Hurricane Douglas right now. We'll look at the latest on it. So this is looks like it is going to go just to the north of Hawaii. So they have tropical storm warnings in effect for the Big Island, and then further north they have a hurricane warning, and then a tropical storm watch further. The latest on Douglas is it's weakened, sustained wind 90 miles an hour, movement is west-northwest at 16 miles an hour. So let's take a look at Douglas on the tropical Tidbits site here. So you can see it's clearly weakened here. I don't know. We may have a problem with the satellite loop on this one. So you can see it's weakening. It's getting over that cooler water and it's weakening. So hopefully it looks like, yeah, the worst looks like it's going to miss the Big Island. We'll have to keep an eye on it. It continues to weaken. But you know what's very unusual about this storm? If you look at the history of it, is that it formed all the way in. Let's see if we can get the history on this thing. But it actually formed all the way in the... Alright, well, being that I can't seem to pull up the history, let's go to this. So maybe they have a history thing here. Yeah, wind history. So this will show you. This will show you what I'm talking about here. It actually formed off the Pacific coast and stay. Very rare do you have a hurricane or tropical system form off Baja and hold all the way together this far, which again shows you what those warmer sea surface temperatures do in the atmosphere and what's happening in the atmosphere. It really shows you that. So yeah, and then we have the other wave that we've got to talk about, which is, let's see, they've got that's this one right here. Disturbance 1. All right, so it has a 50% chance. You can see it on the satellite here. It looks like a well-organized wave right there. And we're going to have to keep an eye on this as well. It's a ways away, but you'll see that the models will pick up on that. Okay, so Tropical Tidbits might have a something on that one as well. Or yeah, Invest 92L, I believe. Yeah, this is Invest 92L. So this is Invest 92L, and you can see it's already kind of getting organized here. I know we're having problems getting satellite images up, but clearly see it's getting organized. Clearly see there's a circulation already. I bet this is going to become a tropical storm within the next day or so. Probably. That's what I'm thinking. Now, if we look at the models here right now, these are the GFS ensembles, and you can see it sort of takes us toward the east coast a little bit. We have to be concerned about this one. This is a classic Cape Verde storm, by the way. Here is the global plus hurricane models, and you can clearly see they go out this far, taking it just north of, looks like Puerto Rico there, in Hispaniola. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. We got a tremendous amount going on with the weather right now. It seems like the atmosphere is sort of having a meltdown on us. All right, let's go to the models here. So we'll go back to our current conditions here. It was a warm day today, a little less humid, and there's a little more of a breeze out there, so it wasn't too bad of a day. However, it was still a little on the uncomfortable side. We'll throw in the dew points. You can see the dew points have risen. They were a little lower earlier on, but the dew points are starting to rise and it's starting to get humid again. However, there's a breeze out there, so it doesn't feel all that bad. Oh my gosh, some of these dew points. That one's reporting 79. That's insanely high dew points. So let's take a look and see what the high temperatures were today across the area. And we'll see how hot it got today. So we were around 90 degrees today, though the temperatures did drop with the sea. South Shore, of course, avoided that. They had a good sea breeze on the South Shore all day. Like I said, they get the best of everything, even from Mother Nature. The rest of us had to deal with temperatures around 90. Central Park hit 87. LaGuardia hit 91. JFK hit 85. Farmingdale hit 90. Islip hit 86. We go into New Jersey here. Sure, it was hot in Toms River. Yeah, it hit 90 there. So, but it's going to get a lot hotter than this. So let's go look at the models here. Take a look and see what we got. So this is, again, this is Hanna right down here. We're going to actually pan this out a little more. Well, we'll pan this out a little more. So let me go to the North America view here. So it's a little further out so you can be able to see what's going to be happening in the tropics here. So this is what we're going to do with the upper air. All right, so start off with the GFS here. See, we got the ridge. There's Hanna. Hanna moves inland, but still, it's going to deliver a lot of rain. That's going to go into the mountainous areas in Mexico. So there could be some flash flooding and mudslides. This is going to be bad for a lot of people. You can see on the east coast, you see that ridge there. that's kind of hanging on. And then finally we have a trough try to get in here around Wednesday, Thursday, and finally bring some relief. And look at this. There's your next tropical system right there. And that's going to be, I believe, with an I think. That one will be with an I. That one will be, I don't remember, I don't know the name offhand of what it's going to be. But you see, there's that trough moving through, bringing us some relief. And there is another ridge trying to build in the east. And here comes what this storm is. And this run puts it a landfall right in North Carolina, and a pretty substantial storm and landfall right around August 4th. This is the GFS. And this thing looks scary. And then it recurves out. And then, look at that, re-strengthens again, and then makes another landfall in Nova Scotia. So, some real craziness going on. Of course, this is the GFS. The GFS has been very good this year on these tropical systems. Let's look at the European here. So, there's that trough that's going to bring us some relief. And let's see, this only goes out to August 4th. I don't even see it on here. Oh, there it is. Is that it? Yeah, European is much weaker with it. So if we look at the same day on the GFS, it's totally different look. Let's look at the Canadian. Because the Canadian always has a tendency to be like wanting to spin things up. This Canadian doesn't even show it up. So it's mainly the GFS, but there's some, it's showing up on the UR and the GFS. So it's going to be there in some form. And we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Now I'm going to go change this to the CONUS view. And we'll look at the surface. Yeah, I have it on the CONUS already. Let's change this. Okay, that looks like a monster. Okay, so here we go into this week. So weekend's going to be dry. We're not going to really see much in the way of precipitation. We have the ridge, and you can see the way those isobars are oriented. We're going to have that westerly flow, so not much of a sea breeze, except unless you're right on the south shore. Then a front comes through on Thursday, and you can see that high trying to build in but again, it's going to have a tough time getting in here, again, because you still got that ridge there, and then here comes that tropical system for us, and it makes that landfall right in North Carolina. And let's just go really close up. We're going to change this to the, yeah, I guess we could see it from here, northeast. No, not quite. I think we have to go to southeast. All right, look at that thing. So there it is. Look at that. This would be the rainfall rate, and this is the August 4th. And this thing looks like a real monster. 966 millibars. If we look at the wind here, this could be all of a Category 3 or even a Category 4 hurricane when it makes landfall here, according to the GFS anyway. We have plenty of time, but this thing looks scary. Looks scary for sure. And that's, this is something that I'm really worried about. Obviously, it's a ways away, but watch. This year has been so horrible. We're going to throw a hurricane hitting our area in the mix. You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. At least the South Shore won't get off easy with that. All right, so let's change this over to the temperatures, and we'll take a look at our temperatures here. Of course, this is a ways away. Over a week away, but still, it bears watching. And the other thing we want to do, we want to go back to the Gulf Coast here. Yeah, south central U.S. We want to take a look at the amount of rain that's falling from Hanna as well. So if we go to a total accumulated precip, this is going to map out all the rain that Hanna has dropped. And you can see extreme southern Texas, you're going to get over a foot of rain perhaps from this. So this could be a lot of rain for them. So let's go move this back over the temperatures, and we will go ahead and look at what we're going to be dealing with, which is plenty of heat. So here we go into tomorrow. We're in the 90s, mid-90s pretty much everywhere, and we're probably going to be struggling to get below 80 tomorrow night. Monday, even hotter. We got a real west wind that day, so I'm into upper 90s. Probably somebody's going to hit 100, probably New Jersey. Then Tuesday, we do it all over again because this front is slower. So 3 days, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday would make a heat wave. So I think we'll have another heat wave with temperatures in the mid-90s almost at all our observing sites. And we'll get well up there on Tuesday as well. And then here comes that front Wednesday. Brings us a little relief. But look at this. We're still around 90 degrees. Thursday, upper 80s. Maybe mid-80s by Friday. And then look at that. We'll go right back up again for next week. So there's just no end in sight to these above normal temperatures. And look, you can see the signature of that tropical system right there. Let's look at the dew points, because that's not going down either. So here are the dew points on the GFS. It looks like the GFS still wants to have a little drier air trying to get in, because of that west wind. And Monday, same thing. So maybe we're not going to have super oppressive dew points, but it's going to be hot. Dew points here showing low 60s. Except on and then I think Tuesday is going to be the brutal day, because the humidity and the dew points will be up into the 70s, and it will be in the mid 90s. So that'll probably be the worst day. Here comes the front. We get some relief Wednesday from the dew points. Some relief, but you can see again the signature of a front that's kind of hung up there, and the dry air is just struggling to get in here. There's another push of dry air that kind of misses us, and there's that tropical system again. We can look at the NAM dew points as well. NAM dew points. Let's go to NAM. Go with a similar idea for tomorrow here. It's dew points. Yeah. Well, NAM's higher with the dew points. Now you could see, the dry air trying to get in, but it won't be comfortable by any stretch of the imagination. Monday we see that humidity come back, and then here's that front trying to get through. Okay, so I guess the next thing we'll do is just look at the sky cover. And like I said, that front will probably trigger some showers and thunderstorms, but really it's so far in the future, it's going to be hard to say exactly what's going to happen. Plenty of clouds tomorrow. I mean, you're not going to have nice skies. Monday, plenty of clouds. Tuesday, oddly enough, it has less clouds. Wednesday, we may try to get a nice clear sky. And then Thursday, the clouds kind of start rolling back in. Between the heat and between the hurricanes, it is a mess out there. But that's going to wrap up this weather update. I think we're almost 25 minutes in here. We can look at the NAM 12 kilometer just to show you when that next chance for precipitation would be. And like I said, it doesn't even show much of anything until late Tuesday night. Like I said, it's a ways off, so as far as that would be our next chance for thunderstorm activity. But other than that, it's just going to be a broiler out there. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.